Folks, we are back. The Breakdown Boys, Wade Sensei.
Oos, we are here.
We're here, brother. And this
Feeling
is
good after that W, bro.
Okay.
How's your body?
How's
your body feeling, bro?
Is this what we're doing?
Roll the clip right off rip. Roll that clip right off rip. Roll that clip right off rip. Roll that clip. Red panty. I can't do the Irish.
No, go
accent.
ahead. No, you had it. Go ahead.
I went too far, dude.
The red panties.
Just roll the red panties.
Yeah, bro.
And the snow angels. Oh yeah, fantastic.
Listen,
Amazing.
No matter how much you look like a beast whale doing that snow angel, what actually happened is I got robbed. If you guys didn't see it on the breakdown,
Whoa.
Sensei took a tainted victory. But go ahead, show him the belt. You got the breakdown heavyweight championship. You know, fair play.
Yep.
The undisputed belt. We haven't made one officially yet, but we are going to make one. But he holds the crown. He is the belt holder, the champ. I am the chump. Yes, Model Wade came back for one day. And yes, I spread my cheeks in the very frigid Iceland that I'm in. Sorry.
Yo.
It happened. I'm saying. I'm just letting them know. So, anyway, we are back.
Brother.
It's my last day here in Jeffrey Dahmer's basement, Sensei. Are you excited for me to get home?
Yes, bro. I've been concerned about you, to be honest.
So, yes, I'm heading home. But Sensei, we had to record this one because there's breaking news on the influencer boxing front. Have you been keeping up with the back and forth talks between now, I would almost say damn near official, KSI and Jake Paul? We're getting this fight, Sensei. Have you been keeping up with what's been happening on Twitter recently?
Yes, I now know that it's like, okay.
It looks like
it's official.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
You know, because they were like, oh, if Tom, is this still though? If like Tommy, what if Tommy wins?
So yeah,
Because the fact that they're saying it before, and I feel like we're gonna get it regardless, as we should.
Exactly.
As we should.
Yeah. So I think much like me ever returning to any kind of physical activity, there's some hurdles here. All right, there's some things we got to get through first, and those hurdles are the fights potentially in front of both guys. Like KSI came out and said, if Tommy Fury beats Jake, I'm fighting Tommy. And on the other side of it, KSI's, for all intents and purposes, looking like he's going to fight Joe Fournier. So if he loses that, do we still get it? I don't know, but it seems like the way both things are going. And rumor is, Sensei, this is just rumor. I don't have any confirmation on this, that this thing's already signed. This Jake and KSI thing is already signed.
Ooh, signed.
Signed, sealed,
Let's
delivered.
go.
Rumor. Like they got a date, and what we're going to talk about today, they have a weight. Have you seen the in-public negotiations going down between the weights and what's happening here and what's eventually come out of it? Have you seen this?
We were talking about this, and it's like right under 170, right under 180, right? 177 and change or something like that.
So
is what KSI is pushing for,
right? So
you know
what's happened here is we'll go through it from start to finish, and I want to get your thoughts on who's in the right and who's in the wrong, if anyone is.
Yeah.
But essentially, Mams Taylor came out and said, listen, KSI wants to fight around 170 for this Jake fight, which I think is a pretty clear move to say, okay, they want to bring Jake down, because KSI's never fought at 170.
Yeah, 170 is low, bro.
That's low, man. That's low for JJ. But we do know, and I know this from talking to him on Fight Week, he was walking around Temper Fight Week about 173, 174.
That's the thing. JJ's been there, and he feels probably super fast. He knows, okay, I feel great. I feel like I can perform well in comparison to when he was at Logan.
I still think it's a little bit of a cut for JJ, because even when we were there, the day before the weigh-in day, we did the face-to-face, and KSI was like, I just want to eat something, man. I'm hungry. I want to go eat. So I still think that would, it'd still be a cut for him. But we're talking about where to meet in the middle. And Mams specifically was like, yeah, he wants to go at 170. Jake wants to go at 185, so let's meet in the middle at 177. Because their play is say 170 to get 177 and a half, right? That's the play.
Right, of course.
Now, Jake, and I don't know if this was Jake coming back with this, but apparently the counteroffer was either 177 and a half and no rehydration clause for Jake, or 180 and a 10-pound rehydration clause for Jake. And I don't know, once again, if that's been agreed to or what's, again, rumors abound right now. But what Jake had to say about it came out on Twitter today, Sensei. He said, I agree to fight KSI at 180 pounds, plus his request for a 10-pound rehydration clause, but it has to be 100% winner take all like he requested. 0 to the loser. 0. What are your thoughts on that?
Dang. Jake has always done that, though. Like, Jake is always, like, when it comes to, like, especially pre-fight, he's always trying to put something with the fight to try to test his opponent's confidence. I don't know how legit he is, but he's always trying to, like, get them to bet. Like, he's getting everyone to bet. Eddie Hearn, show me the money. Dana White, show me the money. Like, he's always trying to just test people's confidence. So, I don't know how legit or how much he cares about getting all the money more than so that it's a mental game. He's just trying to see if JJ will admit to it.
But
remember what was it? Woodley with the tattoo.
Tattoo, yeah.
You know what I mean? So getting people to say, "Oh, what? Oh, you're not going to agree?
You're not confident. You're not exactly."
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. KSI was the one to bring up winner take all. That's Jake trying to hold him to that and say, "All right, it's winner take all." Then.
Oh,
because I think, and again, I could be wrong on this. The timeline's a little messy in my head, but if I remember correctly, when Alex pulled out of the KSI fight, Jake, now you could say this was not necessarily him being genuine, but he was like, I'll fight you for free in London. I'll hop on a flight and we'll go do it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I think that some of that, KSI ended up coming back and being like, if we're going to fight, it's going to be winner take all. I'm taking everything. Like, I could be completely wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure KSI initiated this, and he responded to Jake on this tweet. He said, so you gave in to my demands and want to give me more money too? You got yourself a deal, idiot. With some laughing emoji. Sensei, if public negotiations are to be believed, this thing is going to be finalized at 180, 10-pound rehydration clause, winner.
That's good. I think that's solid. I think 180 plus the 10 pounds. And the winner take all thing is like whatever, because I don't think these guys, they do care about the money, but
they're not hurting
both
for
of
it.
They're not hurting for it. Yeah. They're hurting to fight each other. This is 100% bragging rights. So keeping it all is more just like an FU and more just like
it's more
just to rub it in, right? Not because whatever. But I think Jake has fought around 190 underneath. Even KSI has as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's crazy. I think it would be smarter for JJ to do the 180 with the 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Because if you give Jake the ability to rehydrate as much as he wants, he may be like, you know what? I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to figure out how I can put on 20.
Right.
And he'd be the guy, because JJ's the same way. They'd be the guys to do that. Like, if you're going to give me an opportunity like that, I'm going to do the crazy thing and figure out how to put on 25 pounds overnight, like we've heard of guys doing it in the past.
Well,
more in MMA so than boxing.
Yeah.
But I would do the 180 with the 10 pounds, so you at least know.
Yeah.
What he's going to be coming in at, Yeah,
and it will depend on, when the rehydration clause is activated. Is it going to be, he has to be 190 at 12 p.m. on fight day, at 4 p.m.? Like, what is it going to be? Because Jake does know how to cut weight. He does have experience, at least in some degree. Not to the degree it would take for him to get to 177.5. But you talk about also the rumored 8 rounds that it's going to be. And the fact that it's going to be, both guys having the most experience they could have at that point, regardless of what happens in these next fights. Sensei, let's do something here. Let's give the people what they want.
Yes.
Way too early. We can completely change our minds down the lines, predictions. Sensei, since this thing is somewhat official, how does this fight go, bro?
The thing that scares me about this fight is JJ fighting emotionally. Because he's fought the 2 last dangerous opponents, you can say. Right? Logan Paul and FaZe Temper. 2 dangerous guys, right? Logan Paul was gun shy.
Yeah.
When he decided to pull the trigger a little bit, JJ got caught, and caught bad. Right? And JJ was very available in that fight. I remember watching it like, it's one of those things where you're watching it and you're like, careful.
Watch out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, Logan hasn't thrown it yet. But if
he does, and when he does.
Right. And then with Temper, defensively, Temper just couldn't deal with it, so he was able to maul him, early. Right? So does that even help JJ? So as I look at it right now, I'm still like, man, I still see a JJ who takes a lot of risk and leaves himself quite available.
Yeah.
And Jake has been shown that if you show yourself to be available early, late, middle, beginning of the round, end of the round, dead tired, cut open on his face, you've already punched his nose in, he's going to try to shut you off, and he's going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And that's just a bad recipe for JJ. I think JJ has the intangibles, like the attributes. I think if he's in shape, his cardio, even his speed, he has the ability. He has the ability to. Yeah, that's why I like it. Trying to be lighter, because you can get JJ at his fastest, rather instead of JJ flat-footed.
Yep.
So if JJ can really try to make Jake work and not make himself available, because Jake is a guy who you could outbox because you know that he's looking for that shot. So if you know that he's looking for it, you can play into that and stall him out, score, reset, and because he's going to be like, come on, so I can try to catch you. Come on. Right. I'm trying to catch you, right? So if you don't fall into that, it could be beneficial for JJ. But JJ is a guy that I feel like falls into that, and just no one's really taking advantage of it.
Let me give you a counterpoint. Let's say on a couple of them here. Jake has shown, especially in his last fight with Anderson, that he isn't waiting around for you anymore. He's front-footing you. He is jabbing you. He's using his lead hand a little more now. And he started off a lot faster in his last fight, but let's take his career as a totality, right? You said what worried you about KSI. If you're a Jake Paul fan, what should worry you is if he does come out a little bit flat, right? He's done that a couple times now. And he didn't necessarily with the Anderson fight. He came out way more switched on, which is good. But if he comes out a little flat, we know JJ's a fast starter. Like, it doesn't seem like really much gets him to come out flat. Like, he's ready, switched on. He was all over Temper from the rip. He was all over, obviously, the two fights from the rip. And he was all over Logan from the rip in both those fights.
Yeah.
He's a quick starter, man. And his gas tank doesn't slow down enough for you to be flat-footed round one. And let's just say that Jake is a little bit. If you're a Jake fan, you worry that JJ swarms him early and happens to land a big one. Because that, in my opinion, is the only way I see right now JJ flipping the script. Right? And because I used to think, okay, maybe if JJ's able to catch him early, catch him flat-footed, and now Jake is trying to spend the next couple of rounds regaining that kind of momentum and building himself back into the fight. And then we have a gutter war. And going into those later rounds, that's where JJ shines, right? He does find ways to get to his peak at those later rounds. Even if it is sloppy and the overhands are coming, he's still in war mode. But now, look at your face. Look at you.
I'm like, but Jake doesn't find him?
Exactly, bro. But you know what I'm thinking. Now, Jake has evolved to a point where he's finding the button later in rounds, and he's offensive, and he's lighter on his feet, and he's working his jab more, and he's not sitting back and going, okay, right hand, here it comes, right hand. He's setting you up with stuff. It's almost to the point now where you look at JJ and you're like, you're going to have to make Jake fight uncharacteristically, because if it goes JJ's strong points and Jake's strong points, you got to lean Jake a little bit. Not even a little bit, more than a little bit.
Yeah, you got to lean Jake, because I know you're saying he's setting more stuff up, but still, even when he's off the front foot, he still's got that right hand.
It's the shot. It's the one.
So he's still like, he's walking forward, but he's like, all right, it's the one. He's trying to get you to come forward so he could throw that right hand. It's like it's cocked and loaded at the hip.
But same with JJ times. Too, right? JJ knows his big one is this.
Yes, it is that right hand, but JJ's more swarm and volume, whereas like Jake's trying to get ba-bam or bam. It's like one or two shots that Jake's trying to land. Well, JJ is just gonna go, I'm gonna throw hammers for the next 6 seconds.
Right. I'm gonna throw for the next a limited time frame, and it's not stopping.
Correct. Right. Whereas like Jake's looking to put that boom boom, or just trying to crack that 1 or 1-2, then exit and he's back out. You know what I mean? So you're right. I don't know about JJ early though. If JJ comes in early,
switch on.
I think I don't know, because people have rushed Jake. Like I don't know if people, right? Like Gib did.
Right.
Nate Robinson did. And Jake's just, I'm sitting on that right hand, and you come in, and he's not afraid. He doesn't get flustered by it. He's like, all right, if you're going to come forward early, he does that little thing where he starts, and he's just handshaking, and Jake's like, that right hand's ready from rip. You know? I don't know. I just feel like.
But I don't see JJ swarming him like out of control.
Awesome.
I don't see JJ coming in out of control. He has to know he can't. He has to.
Yeah, it's got to be in control.
But even look at the Temper fight, right? Like Temper didn't scare him with any shots. Temper, he wasn't trying to mind his P's and Q's.
He probably surprised him with a couple.
Like what I mean is Tommy's power wasn't the JJ respected enough to be like, let me mind my P's and Q's and not go crazy. He was trying to set things up and time Tommy to be able to land that one big flurry, right? That one big surge. Whereas with Jake, you do, and I know that I assume that JJ would respect the power enough to not go, Nate Robinson, not just blah and then da da da. I think
because Jake doesn't trigger if you press him or try to blitz him. He doesn't trigger with like cover. He has that right hand loaded, so as soon as you trigger, I trigger.
Right.
And that's where he's caught a lot of guys by surprise. Guys who thought they would just walk through him.
And even when he's hurt,
Anderson catching guys by surprise. Oh, I'm good. He's not going to throw. He's probably not going to throw right now. He's like, he's just going to stay off and try to box me. Nope. This dude's trying to shut you off.
Yeah, sitting down on that. And that's the thing that again, that's why you lean to Jake, because in the firefight, both guys are willing to go there. And that's what makes this fight so interesting. Both guys are willing to say, okay, let's sit in the pocket and see what happens. But Jake's not seeing what happens. Like there's a calculated measurement to him staying in there with you. It's not.
Yeah, Jake's better in the firefight, period.
It used to be, Jake's looking at the ground throwing an overhand. Now those eyes are up. And he's seeing the shots coming, and he's finding one in between. And when he goes, dude, it puts people out. So, like I said, as it sits right now, you got to lean Jake. There's still fights that happen here, and we're going to see, this is something else we're going to talk about in a second here. Tommy Fury versus Joe Fournier, what does that fight look like? And if we play the combat sports math, does one fight equal more difficulty, vice versa? But as it sits right now, with the stuff we know, not the stuff we don't, because we don't pick off stuff we don't know, you got to lean Jake. But we got 10 months, apparently. December is the time frame, Sensei, so this is way too early. We can change our mind if we need to. The footage, the training, the entire thing will speak for itself, because on paper, both guys have the will to win. Both guys are dogs. Both guys can go 8. Well, we'll see. KSI hasn't gone there, but I can rest assured that he's got the take to do it. And both guys want to win this fight more than they want to breathe. So none of that matters. What does is technique, timing, adjustment, and skill. And we don't have the answer.
I want to say this. I just want to say this. I want to see JJ off the back foot.
Haven't seen it yet.
That's like, it's in my brain like burning. And I'm like, if he can crack someone off the back foot, let's say Joe Fournier, he catches him off moving backwards, because everything he does is move forward. If you catch him moving backwards, we got a different JJ.
It's different.
We got a complete JJ. Being able to throw moving back,
the skill it takes, the timing it takes.
Yes.
The eyes, the ability to bait it out, boom, bang. Haven't seen it yet. Doesn't mean it's not there, though. Remember, I was the same guy that said Ben Askren. We were both the same guys that said Ben Askren was going to beat Jake because we hadn't seen it yet. We didn't see it. We didn't know it was there.
We didn't know, dude. We didn't know, guys. Don't blame us.
We don't know. But other things that we don't know is how this fight goes. Comment section, let us know down below who wins. Way too early, but Jake, KSI, 180 pounds, 10-pound rehydration, winner takes all. Who will it be?
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off.